Good morning, sports fans. Today is Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. You're watching RateGame Live. This is a live sports show hosted by yours truly, Nick, Mark, George. Let me get the banner up here. It's been 5,595 days since the last playoff appearance for the New York Jets. But that doesn't matter because the New York Knicks are playing meaningful basketball and winning basketball games and doing the impossible, the unthinkable. Coming back when it's not even the odds are against them. The odds were impossible. Impossible. The 0.1%, the 99.9% chart, the graph where you can see as the game progresses and that goes up and down, and there's always like the graphics on X or Twitter or whatever of just insane, impossible outcomes. I've seen it as high as like 99.98. Good morning, Kings fan. %. I've seen it that high where it's like still 0.2 of a percentage point of a possibility of a comeback, and the team actually comes back. I've never seen it 99.99. I've never seen that. So the Knicks had a 0.01% chance at one point in the game last night, probably in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go when the Magic started. So never give up. You got to believe. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Crazy. I mean, we've all seen the Knicks lose that game every single time. Every single time. I was so prepared for just the mental, the mind, like the inner dialogue that you have with yourself on why your team lost, and the justification, almost like the reasons why. It starts like, right around the end of the third into the fourth, when it's like double digits, and you have 8 days of not working. I don't care what job you do. You don't do it for 8 days. You take 8 days off. You don't go into the office for 8 days. You don't, whatever it is that you do for a living, right? If you're not on site at the job site building a house, if you're not in the courtroom working on a case, if you're just away from the office and you're not in rhythm, you're not in flow, you're not working with your teammates, your colleagues, the people that you see every day, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, back to the office, and oh yeah, like we have the biggest presentation or work day of our lives today. You're going to be a little bit rusty. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you play sports. It doesn't matter what your profession is. You're definitely not going to be comfortable. The people that you've been working with so well for the last 8 months, all of a sudden you guys aren't working on anything, and then the demand is like you got to come back and be a top performer, or else it's going to be awkward. It's going to be weird. There's going to be rust. Things that you guys do or used to doing or were doing 2 weeks ago, it's going to be a little bit unfamiliar. It's going to be like, hey, wait, I thought you would do that. We were just working so well together 2 weeks ago. So you could see that. You could sense that. The garden was weird. The atmosphere, the energy. You could just sense it watching it on TV. There's been Knicks games where the garden is just waiting for, something to happen, just like any little moment to latch onto, anything that just like goes the Knicks way. It can be like the most insignificant, trivial little out of bounds play that the Knicks will or the Knicks fans will just latch onto as a almost like a fire starter, that little kindling, that little spark that eventually builds and builds and builds until you have an all-out raging fire in Madison Square Garden. And the Knicks fans last night, it didn't seem to me like Knicks fans even knew what the hell was going on. Couldn't really put your finger on it. There was like no pulse for the second and third quarter. I'd say the first quarter was great just because Cavs couldn't hit anything. Cavs looked terrible. Cavs looked like they hadn't played with each other in 8 days. Not the Knicks. Both teams, though, shot awful. So bad. I think the Knicks at halftime were 2 for 19 from 3. I'll tell you what, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun last night. And I had a lot of fun watching the scenes in London. Did get to watch the City game because I was on work stuff. But crazy enough, the company that I work for is headquartered in London. So I've been there a bunch of times, and the lads, we have a football chat. We're going off, taking videos of the streets. So I got some firsthand footage of my colleagues. So yeah, to answer your question, Kings fan, because you said in the chat how much fun was it? It was the day was fun. Then the night was it's looking pretty bleak there. And then all of a sudden it was like, holy, oh my God, are they going to do it? That Landry Shamet 3, man. Oh my God. Goosebumps. Just the way it like gave us a little Kawhi action. What is with the corner 3 and the rim being just the arbiter of the most insane drama? The crowd pop in MSG. The TV didn't do it justice. I think the TV has sound mixing or whatever, where you can't like hear the raw, unfiltered, unadulterated crowd pop of MSG. Because when you watch it back on the fan footage, the citizen video, even on like a phone, it is an MSG crowd pop for that Landry Shamet 3. That 3 is in like Knicks lore for sure. So yeah, that atmosphere, that vibe, everything was kind of weird. It was shaky. Down at halftime, coming out in the third. Third is when the Knicks usually like get their affairs in order, tighten the screws, so to speak, put the clamps on, and just the opposite. The shooting was just until that fourth quarter, man. Until Brunson basically said, "All right, enough. I've had enough of this." Just put on his little Superman cape. That was just not good basketball. That was not good basketball at all. Got the second screen working. It's just like so crazy to have 2 screens in here where you can see. And I don't know why the lighting is so off. Like this is perfect lighting. And then over here, it's like we're in like a totally different place. Try to make these lights over here Knicks colors too. I don't know if that shows up on the stream because it looks a little bit red and blue or red and purple, but you can like change the shades. I've been messing with it. So anyway, welcome for those of you who might be new. This is a sports show that I host every morning, and it is the only sports show of its kind because how I set it up and what I do is I use the ratings and reviews from the sports fans and the users on a platform that I built and am building with these users and these sports fans. It's called RateGame. That's the logo right here, RateGame Sports. It is a free website and application. You can get it on the App Store. You can get it on the Play Store. You can visit the website, rategame.io. And the entire premise and concept is super simple. You just rate sports games you love to watch. That's it. There's no gotcha. There's no in-app purchases, none of that nonsense. It's literally just a place for you as a sports fan to record your life in sports. So, for example, last night's Knicks game for me was one of the best Knicks games, turns out, that I've ever seen. Certainly wasn't looking that way for 90% of the game, but wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Instant classic. So that's what it's all about. That's why I built it. It is for moments like that. So every day, every morning, we start the show with a simple question that we ask and answer. It's where the sport's good. We take a look at the last 24 hours in sports. We tabulate all the ratings on RateGame. We say, okay, how many leagues in action? How many games were played? What happened here? And from there, we then go into the meat and potatoes of the show. So we got the cardiac Knicks. We got the Oh No Mets. I'm starting to think, by the way, that could be a recurring segment based on the things that the New York Mets are doing on the baseball field. It is preposterous, some of these things. I mean, we'll watch it today. I've never seen what we're about to see. I've never seen it happen before, but the Mets figured it out, man. They figured it out. You got to give them credit. They are creative. They're creative. Walk-off Tarps Off in St. Louis. This seems to be their new thing. This is also starting to make its way around Major League Baseball, which is pretty funny. Basically, young men will congregate in a empty section of the ballpark, take their shirts off and wave them around their head, and scream and shout like Neanderthals. It's amazing. Arsenal wins the Premier League through Man City's ineptitude. Arsenal winning the Premier League on a draw. Come on now. Does it get any more football, soccer than that? For the first time in 22 years. It's come home. Saw some videos this morning coming out of London where the entire team is outside the Emirates and some unsuspecting fans are coming. I know. I got some things to say about it, playing, because it's just, I don't know. For me, at least, as like a newer fan, I've only been an Arsenal fan for like less than 10 years. It's probably like closer to like 6 or 8. 2026. Yeah, like 9 years, 8 years. So long enough to like feel something, but certainly not in the way that I know some of my friends are like literally crying. It's like how I would imagine myself to react if like the Jets or the like Knicks or the Mets won. So they are your English Premier League champions of the universe. And then we'll spin the globe. So I figured we put soccer and football with soccer and football. Arsenal into World Cup. Because we got the 26th country we will be. Or the 27th. Is it 26 or 27? I feel like yesterday was 26. I'll get out of this real quick. Let's see. Boom. Look at that. All right. So we're the sports good. Now, on yesterday's episode, we were talking about how, let me fix this real quick. Talking about how the dashboard here needs to be reconfigured, and this morning, or like the last 24 hours, I think just only reinforced that, right? So looking at like the spray chart, it's all green, but because of Major League Baseball having 15 games yesterday, even though there's only 120 ratings on those games, right? So like some games have more ratings than others, just based on like the fan bases that we have on RateGame. The like story here, I don't think is telling the full picture. Like by and large, the Knicks game, which was like the marquee event, the Knicks, the one single game here almost had as much ratings as the entire slate of baseball. Like that should counterweight this and bring it up. Like my theory here, my thesis is the measure of sports is dependent on the value of the game. So all games are not created equal. We know this. Playoff games are more valuable and more entertaining to watch than a regular season baseball game in the middle of May. It's just the truth. Like as a sports fan, sure, a walk-off is fun, but like what happened in Madison Square Garden last night is an instant classic. It's historic. It's not the same as a walk-off win. I don't care. Like you'll never convince me otherwise, unless it's like a perfect game. The only thing that would compete with something like that is if it's like a historic record-setting performance. So that's not what we had last night, but we need this to reflect this. And so I think the answer is the cumulative ratings. Just take the raw number, divide it by the raw number. Yeah, like a no-hitter would be significant, I think, because, yeah, no-hitters are rare, but, you know, a comeback like we saw last night in the Garden. I saw a stat. I don't know if this is, like, true, and I feel like it was the guy David Sampson on the – he also does a morning show, a sports morning show. It's called Nothing Personal. And his statistic that he rattled off in his like opening monologue was that teams were, I found this like astounding. Teams were like 630-0 prior to last night with a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter at the 7-minute mark, obviously. 630. That's, I don't know about that. He said it though, not me. So mixed bag, solid night. I think, in my opinion, should be green here, but until we get the recalibration, the rejiggering of this, 6-5-3 it is. So 19 games played, 4 leagues active, 287 ratings on those games, 505 platform ratings. That's significant because we put that towards the goal of 1 million ratings on the platform, which we will check in on every Friday. Right now, the next near-term goal for us is 300,000. So we'll check in, see how we're progressing against that on Friday's episode. All right, so back to the board. We have more talk about the Knicks. So I think, you know, the crazy thing is, like, I've been on the other side of this, and it was in the same game just a year ago. Not as big of a collapse, but it certainly felt like it because, you know, there was less time on the clock. I think the Pacers were able to come back from 14 down in like 3 minutes, or just over 3 minutes. So I think it was just a little bit more shocking being on the other side of it. And, you know, of course, the way that it happened with Halley's shot, just like I mean, you know, everybody knows. So like when Merrill shot that shot, I, you know, looking at the clock, like 3:82, I was ready, man. I was ready to just, I was like, here we go. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. There's no way this is happening again, a year apart. I was just like so resigned to just hands in the air, like, you know, because that, you know, that always happens to the Knicks. Always happens to every team that I root for. Just like an insane way to break your heart. But it didn't go down. Mike Breen had a freaking bang in the holster. This is the first time I've ever heard a Breen bang that he had to abort, that he just had to like pivot mid call. I've never heard, like, in all my years, it's been a lot because he's the primary color commentator for the Knicks. So I watch, regular season games with him and Walt Clyde Frazier. I've been fortunate enough to hear many a bang in my day. I have never heard the start and stop. Like he's Mike Breen, the guy who follows the Knicks and is a admitted Knicks fan who also gets to call Knick games for a living, has seen this shot go down so many times to the point that it's a reflex. He's about to drop a bang here. He's about to drop an entire call, his signature line, and then it doesn't go down. Here we go. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen. It happens so quickly here.
Merrill, three-pointer, back in and out. That one halfway down.
He's like, oh my. He was ready to go bang. But then he has to just yank it.
Merrill, three-pointer, back in and out. That one halfway down.
A bad bang.
Merrill, three-pointer, back in and out.
He's like, whoa. Oh my God. And then there's obviously the timeout that never was for Mike Brown, because the Garden was an absolute shambles. Look at this. So loud that the ref, who's literally about to come in the frame right here, can't even hear Mike Brown, who's hollering in his eardrum, literally screaming at this guy to call a timeout, doing the motion, like body language is there, hand signals, smoke, all the stuff. But the Garden is just so loud. This ref just can't even hear Mike Brown calling the timeout.
But take a look here. Mike Brown trying to get that timeout. But take a look here.
Like, hey, timeout.
Brown trying to get that
timeout. This guy's like, oh, whoops.
But take a look here.
It's probably like 1 second left. I mean, which is totally enough time for a play. But I got to be honest, man, that game was over. As soon as Landry Shamet hit that three, that was curtains. Your spirit is broken. You are officially shook. You got to hear this thing. You got to hear the crowd pop, because they couldn't, for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because they have these actual like sound like mixers or whatever, and they just are able to control the crowd noise in case the crowd at MSG turns sour, which happens a lot, which happens probably every Knicks game, and they turn on the refs and they're just starting to in unison chant obscenities. It's usually like some combination of like F the refs or refs you suck, which is actually not even bad. But anyway, the broadcast can absolutely manipulate how you, the viewer, are hearing the crowd, which doesn't allow for us to hear the true crowd pop, the true noise of Madison Square Garden when Landry Shamet hit the three. Just like bated breath. Everybody know Flame knows that one all too well, where it's just like hanging on the rim. Listen, you can hear it. Everyone goes, oh, and then it's like a that was the backbreaker right there. Seeing that tied up at 99. And this one was also massive. This one was a crazy. Brunson's three to pull up. So confident. My guys. Bree. Look at Marbury. So in Madison Square Garden, they have the legends, Knick legends, always posted up baseline on the same baseline every Knicks game. I've never seen Steph Marbury wear the full suit like this. This is like peak New York with the banker tie knot, like the fat tie knot, the French collar, the orange tie, the navy blue jacket. He's just looking so good there. The hipster glasses, and you got Spree behind him in the cream orange, like the creamsicle. Oh, so nice. Knicks alumni want a championship for the Knicks as bad as Knicks fans want a championship for the Knicks. It's crazy. You have Walt Clyde Frazier, who's the color commentator, the last guy to be a champion in New York. He's sitting courtside like every game now. Mike Breen on the color commentary. It's just like the entire city, man. It's the only sport. It's the only team in all the sports for New York. It's the only one where you have universal support. Like, don't even try and tell me that the Nets, the Nets might as well be like a G League team. Seriously, in New York City. I work for them, so I can tell you that. Like Barclays Center can never ever match that Landry Shamet crowd pop that you heard. It's impossible. So that's why you just have the best energy inside that building on nights like last night. And I didn't think it was going to happen. Nobody did. I thought, even here, like right here, I was saying to myself, in this moment on the couch, I was seated. I was actually laying down. I'd like kind of started to have that like conversation with myself, as I was saying before, on like, okay, 8 days off. I knew this was going to happen. They were going to come out rusty, and it's more than rust. It's not even like the shooting is definitely terrible, which I was like anticipating, but it was like the chemistry and the communication or lack thereof. It like these guys were clearly like, it's like if you ask them to do a choreographed dance after 8 days of not doing the dance once, people were missing their marks all over the place. It looked so out of sync, so sloppy. And they were just running out of time to get their act together, to like get back in sync. And so that was that was like the narrative I was having in my head. I was just saying like, all right, so we lost like a game at home to the Hawks. We all know how that series ended. So I was getting ready to buy into that narrative that I was telling myself. And then this man just said, I've had enough of this. And as much as Brunson was in his bag, James Harden, man, is terrible. James Harden is so bad. I don't even know what's worse. Like the fact that he could just get hibachied like this over and over and over again. Because it wasn't like the Knicks were getting all these points on fast breaks and like incredible defensive plays where, defense leads to offense, fast break, layup, transition three. It was like ISO, hero ball, Brunson. I'm going to dog walk you every time and just like tear you up and embarrass you like 6 or 7 times in a row. And the Cavs did nothing about it. Like Kenny Atkinson, who was like your coach of the year candidate, coach, maybe even won the thing, is just watching it unfold and doing nothing about it. You did not trade for James Harden for his defense, my man. You know that, right? Like, why are you being an observer to this and just like letting it happen? I mean, by all means. But you're telling me that James Harden is your answer for this?
Get him from Utah, and then the Cavs swooped in and made the deep double overtime
Slight work.
last night. Knicks, meanwhile, trying to
Here it comes
put together
again.
What would be a thrilling comeback, but it's been all Cavs here in the second half.
Come on.
Brunson drives on Harden, gets inside, finds Towns. Towns for
It only takes a couple of shots to put that pressure back on the Cavaliers.
Brunson drives on Wade.
Oh, this was so beautiful.
Picks up his fourth foul.
So
He
beautiful.
usually gets a little bit closer than this one. I mean, this is
Look at that. Like the kiss from a rose. Oh my God.
Wade. So not only do you have this angle,
I
and
can
the touch,
fly.
you have to get it
Boom,
over
baby.
the defender.
Look at Johnny. Look at Uncle Johnny.
That I've seen since my time in the league. Well balanced, well
Harden.
coached.
Cook.
But still
Look at that.
Brunson.
I mean, look where this ball hits up on the glass as Brunson comes to the little jump stop. Harden doesn't really bite on it, but
See you,
that ball
James.
hits
Nice
basically.
knowing you, brother.
Brunson's been in
Here
the
it goes
league
again.
3 times in a
You think
row.
I'm kidding? Look at this.
Guarded by Harden, wants
He's
it
just
put up.
exposing this man, this old man.
Gets inside, pull up jumper, got it.
Look, they're coming after him again.
Here it is. Just hunting Harden.
Brunson against Harden.
Hunting
Pulls it
Harden.
away.
Spike Lee,
Shot
a Spike
clock
Lee
at 10.
joint.
Brunson drives. Pulls up, shot is up. Bank shot.
Oh my God. Hunting Harden. A Spike Lee joint starring Jalen Brunson coming to Madison Square Garden. All right, so that is Harden the Cone. That is as many highlights as I will show because I could watch them all day. But you guys don't want to see that. You want to see some takes. All right. Let me get to the takes view here. Extra, read all about it. 8-4 is your rating. Ooh, love to see that Cavalier red. That Cavalier bright red. 2-6. Ouchie. Let's see what the Cavs fans have to say. I don't got no family. I don't got no kids. I don't got nothing. Lem Cooks. Number 2 Cavs fan. That's a 0. Weiler, number 5 Cavs fan. I genuinely don't know how to have a worse game than that. I think the solace here, guys, is like I've literally been there 1 year ago. Literally been there 1 year ago. Cheyenne, the number 1 Cavs fan. I hate the Cavs. They are punks that think iso ball and no defense will win games. Yeah, that is accurate. Trade Harden tonight. I don't care. The Styler, the one Styler, the number 4 Cavs fan. I've seen a lot of bullshit, but man, this is one of the worst losses I've witnessed. Kenny Atkinson not calling a timeout until an 18-1 run. Yeah, it's a fucking choice, man. Honestly, dude, it's like, why are you just watching? Why do you become an observer there? You're the head coach of the team, man. You know, you can help your guys out. You can stop the bleeding. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, no one's coming to save you, my man. It's Madison Square Garden. Cinema. King of New York, Mikal Bridges, Landry, and Shamet, dude. Biggest playoff comeback in decades. Yeah, biggest comeback playoff ever. How about that? Jalen Brunson masterclass. I was having flashbacks and cold sweats that Merrill 3 was halfway down, but no, not tonight. Light the burner. Action Brunson. Spider-Man, go back home. So I didn't know that Donovan Mitchell keeps a residence in the city for the offseason because he's from there. I mean, let's we not forget the rumors were that he was going to come to the Knicks when he was a free agent from the Jazz. I remember that letdown. Turned out all right though. But I found that little nugget that they dropped to be quite interesting where whenever he plays the Knicks during the season and in the playoffs, because we played them 2 years ago, he sleeps at his place in New York instead of like with the team at the hotel. So he was saying to whoever had the interview. Not this time, though. Like, this time it's a business trip. So I think he's staying with the team. But, yeah, I don't know. After last night, I might want to just curl up in my bed, put the covers over, go to sleep, try and sleep it off. Incredible comeback. Down 22 with 7 minutes left. Brunson is the king of New York. Crazy. Jalen Brunson, 97 votes. Player of the game. Historic comeback. Largest playoff comeback in Knicks franchise history. Let me say that again. The largest playoff comeback in Knicks franchise history. They were down 22 points with 7 minutes and 28 seconds in the fourth quarter. Looked like the Cavs were taking it, and then the Brunson burner turned on, and history wrote itself. Writing that take with her, or writing this with her last night, we were very, very excited. Very excited to write that. What a choke. After the Cavs needed to be sent to the G League, Knicks in 4. All right, here's Jack Sauer. Absolutely wild. This was a 2-point game at half. Then all of a sudden, it was a 91-69 Cavs in the fourth quarter with 7:40 left. And all of a sudden, two all of a suddens, Jack? Then all of a sudden, Knicks went on a 25-6 run to make it 99-96 with a minute remaining. The second half was just a game of runs and who was hot when. And the Knicks were hot at the right time. Still wondering how the hell that tying shot from Landry Shamet fell, and how is Sam Merrill taking that shot for Cleveland and not Donovan Mitchell? I mean, it was a good look. Let's be real. That thing was a halfway down. I think Sam Merrill taking that shot, all things considered, was the right shot to take. He was open. He had a great look. And, I don't know who the hell is looking down on us. Maybe the great Willis Reed. Who knows? Freaking Mike Breen aborted bang. I've never, ever in my life. Who knew he had those things holstered and just ready to. But it's like, But then in overtime, it was all Knicks. Brunson started cooking up. The Knicks scored 9 before the Cavs even realized they were in overtime to play. Yeah, seriously, man. Like, act like you've been there. You guys just played a game 7. It's crazy how it was like the Knicks looked so out of place. Then they go on the run, and then the Cavs were like in shambles. Turnovers just killed the Cavs. Couldn't get anything going on offense because they kept losing control of the ball. Yeah, a lot of turnovers last night. Super sloppy. Legendary comeback, legendary choke, and a legendary game. 2 straight bangers to start the conference finals. One of the best comebacks in basketball history. So, great take, Jack, and great segue into this next little nugget. Did you know, check this out, last night being the way that, it ended in the way that it was, first time that both game ones went to overtime, Flame's going to love this, and they were both tied at 101 apiece. How crazy is that? Same score, same outcome in terms of just the overtime. Obviously, the Western Conference had to one-up us, and they went to 2 overtimes. But looking at the box, there are these score bugs this morning to make this so crazy. I had no hope for this, like, getting as high as like this game was a slugfest for the Knicks. It was hard to get shots to go down for both teams, honestly. It was like 48-46 at half. The Cavs scored 16 points in the first quarter. 16 points. We were trending to like an 86-84 game, if not for that fourth quarter flurry from the Knicks. James Harden proves once again he is one of basketball's greatest terrorists. Man, so is Harden the new Halaban? Some of the best 48 hours sports has seen. If I wasn't watching this, I don't know where I'd have been. Best cut of steak is lean. Knicks in 5. Yeah, that's me too. I got Knicks in 5. Book it. I think Knicks in 5. I think the Cavs win 1 at home. Knicks close it out in the Garden. And then I think we'll be waiting to see who emerges from the Western Conference Finals. It's another one where it's like, I kind of hope that goes 7, but based on this and the Knicks needing to literally like pull themselves up by their bootstraps to squeeze out this win because of how rusty they were, you can't have that in the NBA Finals, man. No way. You cannot rock up to the NBA Finals playing like you did last night, especially against one of these two teams that is coming in for you. Like, forget it. They will not have as much mercy as the Cavs did last night. The game will be out of hand so fast. So I kind of want there to not be as much distance between, games. Getting ahead of myself here, but I don't know, man. It's crazy. I can speak from experience. I was literally in this position 1 year ago today on the other side of this. So I know what the psyche is because I've lived it. It's terrible. You just don't understand what happened. You can't comprehend that you have lost a game that you were surely going to win. And so if the fans feel that way, imagine how the players feel. That's not something that you can just forget about. It is like psychologically hurtful. It's not something that you can just move on and even like, forget in 24 hours, because that's what's happening, right? It's like, okay, guys, yeah, that was crazy, huh? No, it's like, no, that was like soul crushing. That was like soul crushing. Like, we just needed one thing to go our way that didn't go our way. And now instead of having an entire, like a series advantage, we just gave it up. Instead of winning the first game on the road, continuing our road dominance, we're down 1-0, and the Knicks are absolutely reignited. All the rust is off. The city's behind them. Shambles. Like James Harden, man. Talk about a guy whose legacy is like, I don't know, what, an MVP? Okay. Like him and Westbrook, got their MVPs. Westbrook has the triple doubles, I guess. Harden, man, he's got the MVP. That's got to be the crowning achievement there. Certainly not going to be showing the last 7 minutes of the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2026 at his Hall of Fame speech. That will not be on the montage. That's my prediction. So that's an 8-4. 9-7 for Knicks fans, 2-6, 8-5 for neutrals. Shout out to my guy, Ben Stiller. I know he gets a lot of crap from the media. He's not like a real Knicks fan or whatever, but I have been keeping tabs on Ben. Man shows up. I mean, why would you not? You got courtside seats, but he supports the Knicks in person. He travels on the road. In this playoffs alone, he's been to, I think, 5 games now. He went to 1 in Philly. So with the win last night, this is his 11th playoff game in the last 2 years. I started keeping track dating back to last playoffs. He's now finally above 500 in games that he has physically been at. And the reason why that he was actually sub 500 is because him and Shamet were in Indiana for like all those losses over the last couple of years. So shout out Benny, man. Like, I look at all these games that he's been to. Like, you can't honestly say that the guy's not a real Knicks fan. Like, okay, he went to the Met Gala, so what? He was literally at the Garden the very next game. So he is now above 500 in the playoffs. He has had actually an incredible year. 10-1, 2025-26. And now undefeated in the playoffs. So Stiller was there. Hashtag Stiller was there. Been keeping tabs on him. Good vibes, good juju. All right, back to reality. We were just in fantasy. Now we got to go and check in on the New York Mets, man. So let's see. 2 days ago, I was showing you a drop by Bichette. 3 days ago, I was showing you a drop by Bengie. It seems like the Mets kind of moved on from the drop in the outfield. That was like their opening party trick, kind of like a salvo to, you know, like the Little Rascals clown music. They've now kind of moved on to their second act, which is much more impressive, I would say, than the first act. If you thought multiple errors in the same way, different player were impressive, wait until you see this one. Wait until you see this one. The Mets have been in the lab, folks. They have been cooking up creative ways to lose ball games. So this one comes courtesy of James Wood. So Mets are up 5-0 in this game when this happened. That's the crazy thing, folks. You know, it's like they're playing well, they're competent, and then boom, they just do something that you've never seen before. You've never seen in your life. Mets up 5-0 to the Nats when we had the inside the park grand slam.
Out to left center, this ball is rocked. Into the gap and off the top of the wall. Two outfielders look at themselves and don't find the baseball. Here comes James Wood, rounding third and heading home. Inside the park, grand slam for James Wood.
Here's when you know, right?
This ball is rocked.
It was at that moment he knew things would never be the same.
Into the gap and off
Oh
the top of
my
the
God.
wall. Two outfielders look at themselves and don't find the baseball. Here comes James Wood, rounding third and heading home. Inside the park, grand slam.
Inside the park grand slam. Inside the park grand slam. Wow. Inside the park home run, sure. Inside the park grand slam. Let me just say that out loud. Inside the park grand slam. You can't even do that in Little League. You actually can't even do that in Little League. An inside the park grand slam. Like, they would stop play in Little League. Like, the fathers would come out and be like, okay, all right, guys, this would never happen in a real game. This would never happen in a real game. Let's be real with each other. Let's simulate the real game so you guys can learn about baseball. Because this is not real. This would never happen in a real baseball game. So let's collect the ball from the outfield. Let's get it back to the pitcher. Let's put a man on second and third. Great hit, Johnny, but we gotta be real with you. We want you to learn about baseball so that when you actually, grow up and you start to play competitive baseball, you don't have these ideations that you can hit a inside the park grand slam, because they don't do that in the bigs. They don't do that in the bigs. Have you met the Mets? Meet the Mets, man. Meet the Mets. They got something for you. They want to show you some things. This wasn't even like the only error in the game. There was more like, couldn't get good footage of it. It was like all citizen, fan footage. Let me see if I can actually see, because it was like very shaky camera. But there was some, this guy put this together. I was watching it. I could not believe it. See if I can blow it up for us. Here we go. This is the same game. Same game. Before the Grand Slam.
Play after fucking play, man. It would just be delightful.
That's the Grand Slam. Here we go.
I'm not asking for much, man. This is all.
This guy's crashing out. But yeah, I mean, Mets obviously lose that game because they gave up a inside the park Grand Slam. And is what legal? Is an inside the park Grand Slam legal? Yeah, apparently. If there was ever any doubt, the Mets reassured us. Don't worry. Don't worry. Thank God that there are other teams playing normal baseball, so we are not left to wonder if the game's gone, if the state of the game is in a bad place. So in St. Louis, something special's brewing with the walk-off. This is the new celebration. It's the walk-off Tarps Off.
JJ takes off, swing and a drive, deep left field. That's going to do it in a big way. 3-run walk-off homer.
I love it. Walk-off Tarps Off. Let's go. That's actually incredible. The players have fully embraced it. That's awesome.
JJ takes off, swing.
I love out, and they immediately pivot.
That's going to do it in a big way. 3-run walk-off
Boom.
homer.
Look how many of them there are. Let's go. Amazing. It's great for the game. I don't care what you say. I'm a big fan of that. 6'9" St. Louis, walk-off Tarps Off. Major League Baseball is back. Is so back with stuff like that. It's just so good for the game. It's great for like the next, the kids. The kids love that stuff, man. I love that stuff. I'm still a kid at heart. Walk off Tarps Off. Here we go. All right. So Arsenal, English Premier League champion. I will divert our attention to the takes here as I kind of make my own peace with this. So like the way that the Premier League is, I'll say it that way, with no playoffs and a straight shot at the trophy with, this points and the goal differential and getting 3 points for a win and, the draws and then the losses, I think makes for some compelling drama. But in the same vein, this happens where it's like the celebration and the winning of the championship is at the behest of like your rivals who are playing in a game that you cannot influence. So you're just basically watching, which I think doesn't make for as like great theater as a playoffs do, where it's like you have to earn it, And no, I'm not saying that Arsenal didn't earn it. I'm certainly not saying that. It's been 22 years. All I'm saying is the way in which they won was like a touch anticlimactic for me. So go to all those players and fans. No, so that's where I was going with this, Flame. Like, so that's like, the feeling that you have. But then obviously, the streets of London is a different story. I was just doing like, first of all, in my company's like Slack, which is where there's like all these people in this football channel. We just have like a, group channel for everybody who roots for their respective English Premier League teams. Was a ton of like footage from them like being outside the office on the streets of London, and it was going absolutely nuts. Yeah, like look at this, man. This is crazy. Right outside the Emirates. Here they are. The moment it all happened. They're all together. It's like a watch party. That's so sick. Crazy. Just like wait, like the anticipation there for them to just call it 1-1 tie. City ended up just bottling it. I also thought this was awesome. This is like the city itself responding to the whistle being blown, and then just like you're hearing like everybody's TV is obviously on like a little bit of a different delay depending on, I guess, which streamer you're using over there in London. Imagine it's like Sky Sports or something. Here's where it comes.
Guess it!
Guess it! Wow. And wouldn't you know it, they're still out partying. This is like Declan Rice. This is the entire squad outside Emirates, 5 o'clock in the morning in London.
Timber. Saka, Starboy.
They're just like in awe. Saka, Starboy, Kimber. Rice. We're with the champions right now.
Oh my God.
Oh my days. Such a proper English expression. Oh my days. God bless you. Oh man. Crazy. Let's see what game itself is a 6-0. I imagine there'll be proper celebrations for, I think it's a final game. Oh, it's away though. It's at Palace, isn't it? Excuse me. Flame says, this is why football is beautiful. This connection between the players and supporters, mutual celebration is incredible. Yeah. I don't know if you get that in American sports, although I don't know. I feel like with some cities, some franchises and fan bases, there's like much more harmony than others. For Arsenal or for Premier League, it's, because all these guys, for the most part, come from or are recruited to the club at a very young age. So I think that there's just like way more togetherness and shared sense of like, we did this together. They will get that guard of honor at Crystal Palace. Very nice. Very nice. Saka has been, yes, I remember that picture. The young Saka in his Arsenal jersey on picture day. It's a now famous picture. It's incredible. What a moment. 22 years since 2004. It's a long time. It's a long time. Over 2 decades. Wow. All right, so they are your Premier League champs. The only other thing that I teed up for us, which is kind of crazy, was the Padres and the Dodgers. So Mason Miller, who has been like unhittable this year, was this was so crazy. So fantasy football punishments, I think, are some of the most creative that we have going in fantasy sports. Here was this guy serving his time at the Royals game yesterday versus the Red Sox. Look at what he had to do.
You think you lost a bet and got embarrassed. How about this guy?
It's fantastic. He was all by himself. I don't know what he's wearing, but
I stink at fantasy football.
They told him, you got to wear something. You think you lost a bet and got embarrassed. How about this guy?
Did he have to wear something?
He was all by himself. I don't know what he's wearing, but
he's just wearing a regular thing.
They
I stink at fantasy football, man. Brutal. Brutal. Could you imagine like having to make the sign, buy the ticket, plan it out, set it all up? Oh, so humiliating. Very creative, though. I love the creativity. All right, so Mason Miller, who's been unhittable, still in consideration for the Cy Young, maybe? I don't know. After this, definitely a little chink in the armor here. 4-4, top of the 9th, so it's Miller time. And just yeah, exactly, Flame. It's like the perfect punishment, in my opinion. So the Dodgers had a man on first, and this is very unlike Mason, but just a comedy of errors here.
Lead since the first. Call. Oh, baby! Catches a break! He had been picked off, but it's thrown away. And Alex Call, instead of being out number 2, is at third base. Pajes slams one to right center field. Tatis back, makes the catch. Here comes Call. Here's the throw. Relay to the plate. Not in time. Dodgers take the lead.
October and May out west. Crazy. That was a laser. That was a play at the plate. That was awesome. Yeah. Too bad. Shohei Ohtani wants the Cy Young this year. It's basically what's happening. Shohei has decided that, look at this man. He's saying, I want the Cy Young, so I'm going to get the Cy Young. But, oh, yeah, I can still hit the ball, too. And watch me run. Look at the locks of Shohei.
Too heavy. Get off. Yeah. He took it off. He said, I need some speed. I want to feel the wind.
Just took his top off there.
Heavy. Get off. Yeah.
Look at that.
He took it off. He said, I need some speed. I want to feel the wind.
Gained some extra. He's like more aerodynamic with the top off.
Another indoor.
And then the gracious, courteous.
It's too heavy. Get off. Yeah. He took it off. He said, I need some speed. I want to feel the wind.
Let's go. Love that, man. Zach Britton's 0.554 ERA is not enough. Pretty much nothing is. Oh, that's right. He got shafted that 1 year, right? That was like pretty recently too, right? Or not maybe not recently, but was he with the Orioles, Flame? Dang, that wasn't recently. What the heck? Why do I remember that like it was yesterday? It was 2016. It was 10 years ago. What the? And he didn't win that year, you're saying, with this ERA. Lowest single season ERA in MLB history for a pitcher with at least 50 innings pitched. And he went 47 for 7. He didn't win the Cy Young. Who the heck won the Cy Young? Rick Porcello? You're kidding me. Is this real? (2016) 22-4. Where's his ERA? Innings pitched 2. Where the heck is his ERA, man? ERA plus earned runs. Wait, so he went 22-4. He pitched 223 innings. Where's his ERA? .315? Weird. That's weird to me. That's weird to me. Not an impressive ERA. 47 for 47. Maybe just, just can't give it to a closer for whatever reason. All right. Here we go. Yeah, you're right, Flame. No reliever is winning. If that is not the case, then I don't know. All right. So we're going to spin the globe. I think we are here. Yes. Time has come. It is globe spinning time. Let us get our globe up. Another day, another country. Where in the world are we going? Who will it be today? On today's edition of STG. 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 Nice. Full screen. All right, here we go. Yes, it is day 27. I knew it. Boom. Oh, wow. Wow. 17 World Cup appearances for the France. Winners. Not still champions, just winners. Yes, the group. Group I, culture. We'll get to profile. If you are from France, you are French. The capital is Paris. Currency of the euro. 68 million people in France. Language is French. Government, semi-presidential republic. Number 2 ranked country in FIFA. Wow. 17 appearances. They won the dang thing. Topography. Paris Basin, Alps, Pyrenees, massive central Mediterranean coast. Major industries, luxury goods, of course. Aerospace, nuclear. Major industries, luxury goods, aerospace, nuclear. Okay. Tourism, agriculture. Main exports, aircraft, wine, luxury goods, pharmaceuticals. Main imports, crude oil, vehicle, aircraft parts, pharmaceuticals. This flag, the French flag, so famous. Blue and red are the traditional colors of Paris. White, the color of the House of Bourbon, placing the monarchy between the people's colors. Blue and red are the people's colors. The three together is liberty, equality, fraternity, the ideals of the revolution. La Révolution. For anyone who's seen one battle after another. Iconic dishes: baguette, croissant, ratatouille, coq au vin, and bouillabaisse. Bouillabaisse. Bouillabaisse? Ratatouille is amazing. Croissants are amazing. France produces over 1,600 different cheeses. Charles de Gaulle once asked how to govern such a country. So many cheeses. How do you govern so many cheeses? I don't know. 1789, French Revolution. 1889, Eiffel Tower inaugurated. 1998, first World Cup title. They were home. 2018, second World Cup title. They were not home. Notable people: Victor Hugo, Marie Curie, Zinedine Zidane, and Edith Piaf. Two-time champion. 73 matches. They're 39, 13, and 21. 136 goals, 485 against. Wow. I think it's got this right. Nice. Qualified on November 13th, 2025. 29th country to do so out of 48. Their group. Okay. France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq. It's a wrap, folks. France is going to the round of 32. France, Senegal, Norway, and I mean, they're not losing. They're not losing. Not in the group stage. That's for sure. All their games in the East Coast. Wow. Really? It's the group of death, Flame? No way. Really? Iraq is going to make a run? Norway's going to make a run? Senegal's going to make a run? Against France? I'm talking like Kylian Mbappe's France? Yeah, Iraq's cooked. Okay. Just so we have it on record here. I agree. Senegal won the AFCON and Norway has Holland. Oh, Norway has Holland. That's a great point. Why did I think Holland was on Sweden? Norway has Holland. Got it. Okay. That certainly changes things. Mbappe confirmed as the captain. Oh. Armband made official by Deschamps. Wow. It's really happening, guys. Gosh. Of course, the player to watch is Kylian Mbappe. Come on, man. This is his third World Cup already. He's already won the dang thing. Hat-trick in the final, man. Hat-trick in the final, and sorry. The two goals came within like 5 minutes of each other in the 78th minute Like the guy was shut out, silenced, and then all of a sudden it's like that's all he needs. He just needs just give him a chance. Real Madrid League and CL winner, Champions League. First player since Jeff Hurst to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final and lose. I love Mbappe. I am such an Mbappe fan. He has long been my favorite soccer player, apart from Messi. So good, man. Mbappe is 1 goal away from being his all-time scorer and 4 goals away from being the all-time top World Cup goal scorer. Dude, that's insane. Guy just is a bucket. Is this Holland's first World Cup? That's another guy to keep an eye on. And I think the guy that's going to smoke them all when all is said and done is Lamine whenever he comes and joins Spain. Hopefully it'll be in the round of 32. First World Cup for Holland. Getting chills, man. It's just like all the beasts are coming out to play. It's going to be the craziest World Cup of all time. Arlene Tchouameni, 26 years old, Champions League winner with Real Madrid, most expensive French defender ever, 80 million euros. World Cup runner-up in 2022. Did you know was a center back until age 16, converted to defensive midfielder at Bordeaux after a coach saw his passing range. Very nice. Eduardo Camavinga, Real Madrid. 23 years old, 2 Champions League titles with Real Madrid, youngest French international in over a century, 16 years and 362 days. League One Young Player of the Year. Did you know? Born in an Angolan refugee camp, lost everything in a house fire as a child, and credits football with saving his family. Whoa. Born in an Angolan refugee camp? Wow. Oh, he's not going to the World Cup? Oh. How about Dembele? Dembele definitely is, right? He's so good. 28 years old, won the World Cup, La Liga with Barcelona, League One title with PSG, genuinely two-footed, has scored Champions League goals with both feet in the same match. Hell yeah. He's so talented. Saliba, Arsenal, 25 years old, PFA Team of the Year, 2 times, Arsenal's most improved defender of the era, World Cup runner-up, and English Premier League champion, newly minted. Spent 3 years on loan at French clubs before ever playing a Premier League minute for Arsenal. Mikal always say he just won Bundesliga Player of the Season. Dang it! I'm shocked. I'm more disappointed than shocked, Flame. I'm not shocked anymore. Claude just disappoints me on this stuff. Pragmatic 4-3-3, deep block, spring Mbappe on the break, structural discipline over flair. Jerseys are so clean. Sponsored by Jordan. Yes, Flame. I'll take Flame over Claude any day. Twice on Sundays. Home and away identity, stylized colors, and pattern only. It's just beautiful. The French kits. 88%. Come on. It's a no-brainer. Tier 1 contender, champion, realistic. Yep. The number 2 ranked country has a shot to win it all. Go figure. All right, let's check in on our bracky. Oh, that's right. Okay, so we didn't do Norway yet. That's why. I did not know. We did not do Holland yet. I think France wins the group, but it's not super easy out of the Iraq game. So it'll just be between the 3 of them then. So maybe the three of them make it out, because that can happen, right? Maybe Iraq just gets left behind, and it's France, Senegal, and Norway in that group. Look out. So we still got England, still got my two Cinderellas in the DR Congo and Bosnia and Herzegovina. But we're getting down to it, folks. Yeah, seriously, man. Poor Iraq. They just, it's a draw though, so thank God the U.S. is hosting. I would not want to switch places with Iraq in that group. I would let's see if there's any. I think there's definitely rate gamers in France. Yeah, 86. Woohoo! 86 ratings from France. Very nice. Are they leading Europe? 158 from the Netherlands, 157 from Germany, 20 from Austria, 15. No way. Let's go. 15 from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I love that. How is there people in Bosnia and Herzegovina that have been on Rate Game? That's insane to me. That's so freaking cool. Whoever you are my hero. And thank you. All right. That was quite a show. I think I said my piece on the New York Knickerbockers. I think we had a moment of silence for the O&O Mets. Today is a wonderful day to rate sports games that you love to watch. You can do so on Rate Game. It's free. It's fun. Do me a favor. If you're watching this, toss me a like. I'm not asking for a sub. Sub, if you're feeling it. If you're feeling a sub above, go for it. Please, by all means, don't let me stop you. But a like is just fine. I will be so gracious with a like. A like for a like. Sub if you want, man. Sub above. But a like, as Shohei says. Gracious. Bowing for that. All right. My name is Dick Mark George. I got to get out of here. It is time to say goodbye. I will be back here tomorrow. It's good news. Same time, same place. Talking sports with you all. Until then, see you out there.